What's up everyone? Welcome to another episode. We're back in town, been away, we've been a trip over to Hamilton Island, and a little trip down to Clairview, did a bit of fishing and crabbing down there. Had a quick fish over on Hamo too. Didn't think I was going to get anything, but managed to snap a little grinner there, so yeah, winners are grinners. But yeah, we're very close, so we're hoping goal wise is next weekend we're going to have a big day and get in, so we can get the last few little bits and pieces that are stopping us from water testing buttoned up, and if we can manage to do that, Sunday next week we will be testing, so very keen for that. Fingers crossed we get wet nose power steering hose, and if we get that we should be right. Everything else is just clamping down batteries, making sure our stuff is watertight, tightening up the cooling lines for the water pickup, and then just a little bit of finishing up cabling. So we've got our battery tray all made and manufactured now, so gives a quick rundown soon of what we did there and why we had to do it. It is a tight fit on the batteries, but it fits, I think. Door should close, that's all that matters, right? But yeah, let's get into it and let's go through what we've been doing. First thing we got to do, one of the joys of living in tropical North Queensland, we got bits of mould starting to show through, just because of the tropical climate we live in, so take care of that before it gets out of hand. And then I'm just going to go through, give everything a clean up, as we haven't touched it for nearly 2 months now. So we'll go through, do a quick clean up, give her a bit of a scrub down, and then get back in, tidy up the last few things we need, and hopefully next weekend we'll put it on the water and see what it does. Let's go. So mine's a little bit tight on the back of this motor, but that's the cap that we're looking for. Mine is buried all the way down the back here, so you can see I've plugged the cable in. So right on the back of the motor there, SmartCraft connector. Obviously I don't have any SmartCraft other equipment, but that one just plugs straight in. So you run that one all up, tuck it in through your helm, through your side, up your gunnels, whatever you're going to do with that. Run it all the way up to the front, and we'll go up to the other end and I'll show you what happens there. So we've got our blue cable down this end for our setup. Because we don't have any extra SmartCraft, this little adapter here just replaces a junction box. Cable has the termination resistors both end, which is apparently required on these setups. Obviously if you have multiple engines, or if you already have SmartCraft, you'll already have that. So it'd be a matter of plugging this gateway straight into that connector. But so that's the other end of that cable back at the engine. And then obviously just patch in another one on our T. Obviously this setup's still getting planned out. It's a little bit wonky donkey at the moment. But yeah, so that's the Mercury side of getting that connection into the gauges. So I'll give you a quick rundown without all the added crap that everyone seems to add about the technical side of all this NMEA that you really don't need to know. So I'll go through that in 2 seconds. Alright, so this is my NMEA setup. It seems to be one of those dark art. I don't know why everyone, there's a lot of bullshit out there, to be brutally honest. But the simplicity of it is you have a backbone, and then all your devices tee out. So I've got 4 devices. I have my power lead, my 2 sounders, and then my Mercury gateway. That just allows everything to communicate between it. The simplicity of the network is you need a resistor at the start, a resistor at the end of your backbone. This can be series of T's, multiple T's. You can have, cable extensions. You can have an extra T, at the back of the boat. You can have another one going through near your tanks, whatever. It does not matter. There is an upper limit to how far away you can go from your power, and obviously a limit of devices, I believe, but most people won't come anywhere near that. Again, mine's super simple. So resistor at the end, this is what I'd refer to as your backbone. So whether it's T's directly hardwired, wires between them, it doesn't matter. You've got your back. Again, devices plug in and then they communicate over it. You don't really need to know what frequencies or whatever anything's talking at. It's as simple as that. It's effectively plug and play. So if you are thinking about doing it, there are a lot of benefits to it. The biggest one I wanted to know was essentially fuel flow data from the engine, but also nice to have gauges, tack, oil pressure, etc. as a secondary, which will probably actually be primarily what we will be using up on the dash, obviously in multiple sources as well, and can view on my phone as well once I'm remoted into either of the sounders. So that's definitely convenient. So another quick short of where I'm at so far with power and fuses. I don't honestly have a lot of electronics going on here yet. Obviously bilge pumps and all that will have their own sort at the back. Need to add a fuse on this run, obviously label everything. Heat shrinks aren't shrunk, and a couple are missing because I stuffed up, so I'll probably have to redo the ends on that. But 2 sounders, NMEA backbone power, and this one's just going to be a 25 ampere up to our switch panel for nav lights, cabin lighting, all that sort of stuff. Relatively simple. Obviously we haven't sealed this off yet because we wanted to do a final run. Once we've got everything screwed off, we'll pull it all back off, push it all back through, coat everything. We know what holes are where, what's needed for everything, and then we can fully seal that off and give it some flow coat hopefully this weekend. So let's get amongst that. But that's the short of what I've done electrics. Might not be the prettiest one in the world, but that's the sort of best I can do with the skills and knowledge that I have, and I think it'll be functional. Obviously once I get some labels on everything as well, I do need to go steal the label maker for that. So back of the panel up there for our sounders, and they're Ethernet networked between each other as well, which is something that Lawrence does. I don't know why they couldn't just send it all over NMEA or all over Ethernet, but it is what it is there. So and still have to bring in the transducer, but I've got them tucked and harnessed the best I can. Try to keep it neat and tidy, and I think it will do the job hopefully. So just a quick shot of the front of the panel where we're at. So that's the other side, the 2 sounders, 7-inch Lawrence HDS, 9-inch Lawrence HDS, gauges still to come, and obviously controls and all that. Obviously we did get a nice custom dash panel. If anyone is looking at doing similar, reach out and I can tell you how I did the files for that, give you what I've got exactly there if you wanted a direct copy, or how to go about doing that yourself.